Hello, love. It's me. Well, never mind. I'm here to look after you for a bit. Would you like to hear a story? I'll tell you your favourite one. Here. Let me just adjust your blanket. There we are. Are you comfortable? Good. Okay. Here we go. Once upon a time, there was a beautiful woman called Carol. Yes, that's your name. It's a good name, isn't it? Festive. Carol and a glass of mulled wine is always my favourite, I'd say. Carol was a beautiful and proud and headstrong woman. She was also a tearaway and a troublemaker, much to the despair of her parents, Sue and Stu. I know, yeah, I know you couldn't make those names up, could you? Now, Carol had a good heart, but she was also a magnet for trouble. That was until she met, what's his name? Hang on, it's on the tip of my tongue. Harry, that's right. Harry the accountant. He was boring, but nice. I mean, very nice. She was exciting and extraordinary. It was an ill-fated match. But, despite it all, I mean, they loved each other. Before long, they were married and they settled down. I know. You like the wedding part, so I mustn't skip over that, hey? Let me see. It was a church wedding, but small. Secretly, Carol had always wanted a big wedding. But Harry was happy and Sue and Stu were happy. So Carol was happy. She wore a full-length A-line lacy dress and a train that was intricately embroidered. And when the doves were released over their heads and the air filled with bells, she smiled. Oh, and in that moment, she was the picture of perfection. Was that a good enough description? I hope it was. I hope you can practically feel the confetti, on your skin. Where was I? Confetti. That's wedding. Must be in the wedding. Right. So they were married for a short while before she became restless. She was too young, really, too interested in the world. And he was death by contentment. That was when she met Valerie. Valerie was young and youthful and had all the intensity that youth brings with it. She was prone to emotions, one day feeling sort of everything all at once, and then the next she'd feel absolutely nothing. But Valerie made Carol feel alive, and Carol made the nothing days shorter to the point of non-existence. And at that moment, they were perfectly matched. I think it was true love. Almost. Whatever that means. Anyway, then what happened? Carol harried the wedding. And then there was Valerie. So Carol left her husband. And she bought a van with Valerie. I can hear the rumble of the engine. Can you? Listen. Do you hear it? They toured Europe and they saw something of the world. The Eiffel Tower, markets with an array of fresh produce, the canals of Venice. Oh, I can picture it. Can you? It was passionate at first. Their relationship, very passionate. But the passion cooled off. And instead it was replaced with a sort of quiet, calm friendship and, mutual respect. Valerie would go and stop at the gelato parlours and know Carol's order perfectly. And Carol, she didn't mind when Valerie would not return to the van some nights. In fact, she encouraged it, taking joy and delight in the other's happiness. They had grown as people in each other's company, and now, well, it was time to grow anew in another's company. There was no ill feeling, just the strength of a newly platonic love. I can't imagine having a friend like that. Not really. Anyway, but back to the story. And this is my favourite bit. You see, when they returned to the UK, Carol would go on to meet someone new. And some years later, Valerie would also settle down. Carol had found a woman called Cheryl. And they were kindred spirits from day one. And although the passion never truly went, they maintained a loving, mutual respect throughout their relationship. Indeed, they were very happy together. And they would make so many happy memories together, just the two of them. Oh, and a sequence of cocker spaniels. The first called Charlie, and the second called... what was it? It doesn't matter. And then the last one was called Smudge. We couldn't forget you, could we? And Christmas. Christmas was always their favourite time of year. It's always been my favourite time of year. I put on White Christmas as soon as the leaves start dropping. I mean, why be cold and miserable when you can be festive, I always say. Well, Carol and Cheryl would decorate the Christmas tree with baubles from their travels in the UK and internationally. And the house would fill up over December with all their friends, including Valerie, for the two remained thick as thieves their whole life. And Cheryl would have to be very careful that the two friends were known for their mischief and pranks, even when they were too old for it. Cheryl never forgot the time her reading glasses were replaced by a pair of comedy glasses, with the hypnotism eyes. You know the ones? It took half an hour to figure out what was going wrong, with the prescription. All to the soundtrack of Carol and Valerie's laughter. And then one Christmas, they were decorating the tree as normal, when Carol started forgetting where the baubles and where they'd all come from. It was the start of a lot of forgetting. And the diagnosis came quickly. Alzheimer's, they said. Carol started remembering less and less. But Cheryl and Valerie had agreed between them. Every day, one of them would visit and tell the story of Carol's life, knowing the familiarity may help. The comfort of the love of a life partner and the comfort and love of a dear and close friend. They say my memory's going. Cheryl's is going too. But this way, our story stays alive. It sounds like a sad story, but it isn't. Well, not for Carol anyway. We all die. Many in a home, lost and scared and forgotten. But not Carol. Carol will every day be able to hear two greatest loves and hear the love story that she will... the greatest love story she will ever know. She will not die alone. I need you to know that. I won't allow it. I'd sooner die. Love may not have always gone to plan, but Carol gets her happy ending. I promise you that.